The first $25,000 does not make you rich. But it does change who has power over your next bad day. It is the point where money stops being a number and starts becoming a buffer. Before that buffer exists, one normal emergency can walk in and take over the whole room. The emergency is not bigger than before, but your room to respond is smaller. A broken car, a late paycheck, one ugly bill. On paper, those are normal adult problems. The danger is the stack, not any single bill by itself. Without cash, they stop being problems. They start becoming instructions. When money is missing, life starts choosing the fastest option for you. You stop asking, what is the smartest move? You ask, what can I survive by Friday? That tiny deadline can shrink your whole world into one ugly question. And that question is expensive, because panic makes short-term answers look like solutions. This is why rushed decisions often feel necessary right before they become costly. It can push you into the wrong job, the wrong loan, the wrong apartment, or the wrong shortcut. And the problem is not that you are careless. The pressure is real. Speed starts to feel like safety, even when it is quietly making the next month harder. It feels responsible in the moment because waiting feels impossible. $25,000 does not remove the problem. It puts distance between the problem and your next decision. The problem can still be annoying without being allowed to drive. The first thing that changes is time. Not time on a calendar. Time inside your nervous system. That space changes your tone, your patience, and your next phone call. The car repair is still annoying, but it is no longer a 5-alarm emergency. You still pay attention, but the repair no longer owns your nervous system. You can get the quote, make the call, and sleep that night. Sleep matters because tomorrow's decision is usually better than tonight's panic. The late paycheck is still frustrating, but payroll does not get to choose your next move. That one difference protects every decision that comes after the delay. The second thing that changes is attention. When you are broke, every problem shouts. It steals focus from work, family, sleep, and even simple common sense. With a real buffer, the same problem still arrives. But it arrives at lower volume. Lower volume means you can hear your own judgment again. That is why cash can feel like confidence. It gives your brain enough room to think. Confidence is often just enough room between stimulus and response. The third thing that changes is negotiation. You do not negotiate well when you need yes today. Need makes you accept terms that patience would have questioned. A buffer lets you say no without feeling like the floor is disappearing. That no is not attitude. It is the sound of options returning. You can wait for a better quote, a better rent, a better job, or a better interest rate. Sometimes the best money move is simply not being forced today. The fourth thing that changes is investing. Before the buffer, investing can feel fake. Long-term thinking sounds silly when a short-term bill is chasing you. A market dip feels like danger when your checking account is already gasping for air. The market is volatile, but panic turns volatility into a personal threat. With a cash wall, your investments can breathe. You are not asking them to save Tuesday. Investments need time, and cash protects that time from ordinary life. Cash has one job. It absorbs shock so your future money can stay future money. That is why cash and investing are partners, not enemies. Think of 25,000 as layers, not one big pile. Each layer has a different job, so you stop asking one pile to do everything. Layer 1 is the instant emergency layer. The money that stops a small fire from becoming a house fire. This layer is not impressive. It is the part that prevents spirals. Layer 2 is the bills layer. Rent, food, insurance, power, the boring stuff that keeps life standing. Boring bills are boring only until one of them cannot be paid. Layer 3 is the opportunity layer. The money that lets you choose before you are forced. Opportunity is not always glamorous. Sometimes it is just being able to wait. The exact number is not magic. But 25,000 is large enough to change the conversation. The number matters because it is large enough to change behavior. For many people, it represents several months of life that no employer, bank, or emergency can immediately control. That control is the thing you actually feel, long before you feel rich. But this is where many people accidentally break the shield. The shield breaks slowly, usually through decisions that feel deserved. They treat the savings like a prize. New car, new furniture, new lifestyle, new monthly payment. The lifestyle upgrade is dangerous because it turns protection into obligation. The better move is less exciting. Treat it like a wall. A boring wall. A wall is useful because it is quiet, plain, and always there. Nobody claps for a wall because nothing dramatic happens when it works. The win is the emergency that never becomes a story. Put the wall somewhere separate. Not hidden. just inconvenient enough that boredom can protect you. Friction is not punishment, it is a guardrail for future you. Give it rules before life gets loud. Repair, job loss, medical problem, temporary gap. Rules made during calm are usually kinder than rules made during fear. And when you use it, refill it. The wall is not broken because one brick moved. A used brick is normal. An unreplaced brick becomes the new risk. If work disappears, the wall turns a terrifying day into a planning day. Planning does not remove pain, but it keeps pain from making every choice. If a medical bill lands, the wall lets you breathe before the phone calls begin. The first breath is valuable because phone calls go better after breathing. If you need to move, it gives you choices other than the first place that says yes. A little cash can turn housing from desperation into comparison. If someone asks for money, the wall helps you respond from values instead of panic or guilt. Boundaries are easier when your own foundation is not cracking. The funny thing is, the strongest flex is invisible. It is the option you did not have to take. The real flex is often the mess you quietly avoided. Once the number gets bigger, money starts leaking in quieter ways. Small leaks are hard to hate, which is why they survive. So keep the wall private. You do not need to announce protection for it to protect you. Privacy keeps the money from becoming a public invitation. Make the system boring. Automatic transfer in. No drama out. A boring system wins because it works on the days you are tired. Once a month, look at it, not every day. Every day turns safety into a scoreboard. Too much checking can turn peace back into anxiety. If you are not at 25,000 yet, do not let the number insult you. A milestone should guide you, not shame you. The first goal is not 25,000. The first goal is one emergency that does not become a disaster. One contained emergency is proof that the system is beginning to work. Then 1 month of bills. Then 3 months. Then the bigger wall. Progress feels slow until the wall is suddenly tall enough to notice. If income is tight, this is not a character flaw. It is a margin problem. Once you name the real problem, you can stop blaming yourself. You solve margin with 2 tools. Lower the leak or raise the flow. Both tools matter, but you only need one to start creating space. Lowering the leak means finding the payment that quietly taxes every month. The quiet payment is dangerous because it does not feel like a decision anymore. Raising the flow means building a skill, shift, offer, or side income that can repeat. Repeatable income is stronger than a one-time burst of motivation. Do not chase speed so hard that you build a system you cannot keep. The best plan is the one you can still follow during an ordinary week. The habit matters more than the heroic month. Heroic months are hard to repeat. The wall is built by repeatable bricks, not financial theater. When the wall is standing, every extra dollar can finally get a clearer job. This is when money stops feeling scattered and starts feeling organized. Some dollars protect. They keep the wall healthy. Protection is maintenance, and maintenance is what keeps freedom from leaking. Some dollars grow. They go where time can do real work. Growth money should not be interrupted every time life gets noisy, and some dollars let you live without turning every choice into a test of discipline. Enjoyment works best when it is planned, not stolen from the wall. That balance is the point. Protection first, growth second. Enjoyment without self-sabotage. A healthy money system has protection, progress, and a little room to be human. You will know the wall is working when the same bill lands and your chest does not tighten the same way. That body signal is one of the clearest signs the buffer is real. The goal is not to become untouchable. The goal is to stop one bad week from becoming a bad year. You are not trying to avoid every hit. You are trying to stop the chain reaction. Once panic steps back, choice comes back. You can wait, compare, breathe, and say no. Choice is the hidden return on the first serious cash buffer. That is why 25,000 feels different. It is not just savings. It is the first quiet power of money. It is quiet because the best protection often looks like nothing happened. And after the wall is built, the next question is simple. What should your money build next? That is the next layer. Turning safety into direction, and direction into growth.